Life beneath Mars, a discovery that could change everything. In 1976, NASA's Viking lander conducted a simple experiment on the surface of Mars. They collected a soil sample and added a nutrient solution, similar to food for microbes. What happened next puzzled scientists for decades. The soil began releasing gas, a reaction strikingly similar to how bacteria on Earth respond when they metabolize nutrients. But without definitive proof, NASA ultimately concluded it was likely just a chemical reaction. And the story seemed to end there. But nearly 50 years later, new data from modern missions is forcing scientists to ask a profound question. Did we search in the wrong place on Mars? 1. Mars was once a world with water. Today, Mars is a cold, barren desert. Average temperatures hover around -60 degrees Celsius. The atmosphere is extremely thin, and liquid water is nearly absent on the surface. But orbital imagery tells a very different story. Scientists have identified ancient river valleys, erosion patterns carved by flowing water, and sedimentary layers resembling lake beds on Earth. At Gale Crater, where the Curiosity rover operates, rock formations reveal that this region was once a long-standing lake that existed for millions of years. This means that, in its distant past, Mars had liquid water, chemical building blocks, and energy sources necessary for life. On Earth, when these conditions are present, life emerges remarkably quickly. In fact, life appeared on Earth within about 500 million years after its formation, which raises a natural question. If life emerged on Earth so readily, why wouldn't it emerge on Mars? 2. A planet that once had a magnetic field. Another key discovery comes from orbital measurements. Ancient Martian rocks retain signatures of a fossilized magnetic field. This indicates that Mars once had a global magnetic field similar to Earth's today. A magnetic field acts as a planetary shield. It protects the surface from cosmic radiation and solar wind. But around 4 billion years ago, Mars lost its magnetic field. Without that protection, solar wind began stripping away its atmosphere. As the atmosphere thinned, temperatures dropped, water disappeared, and the surface became hostile to life. However, this does not necessarily mean life had to vanish completely, because just a few meters below the surface, radiation levels drop dramatically. 3. Why life, if it exists, would be underground. On the surface of Mars, conditions are extremely harsh. The thin atmosphere offers almost no protection against radiation. Two major sources dominate: intense ultraviolet radiation from the sun and high-energy cosmic rays. Under these conditions, microbial DNA would be rapidly damaged. But just a few meters beneath the surface, everything changes. The soil and rock act as a natural radiation shield. Radiation decreases significantly, temperatures become more stable, and water can persist for longer periods. This leads scientists to consider an important analog on Earth. On our planet, we have discovered extremely resilient organisms known as extremophiles. These microbes can survive several kilometers beneath the surface, in complete darkness, without oxygen and without sunlight. Instead of relying on photosynthesis, they derive energy from chemical reactions between water and minerals in rock. This process is called chemosynthesis. What is remarkable is that such ecosystems can remain stable for millions of years, completely isolated from the surface. So, if life ever emerged on Mars, it may have retreated underground as surface conditions deteriorated. And here is something particularly intriguing. Some scientists now argue that the most promising place to search for life in the solar system may not be Europa or Enceladus, but Mars, just beneath its surface. 4. Evidence of subsurface water. In 2018, ESA's Mars Express detected an unusual radar signal beneath the south polar ice cap. Analysis suggested the presence of a subglacial brine lake, located about 1.5 kilometers below the surface. Subsequent observations revealed additional similar regions. This is highly significant. On Earth, deep subsurface brine environments host anaerobic microorganisms that do not depend on sunlight. They rely entirely on chemical energy. If such systems exist on Earth, there is no fundamental reason they could not exist on Mars. 5. Mysterious saltwater flows. Orbital imagery has revealed dark streaks forming along Martian slopes. These features appear during warmer seasons and fade during colder periods. They are known as recurring slope lineae, RSL. Some researchers suggest they may be caused by transient flows of briny water. If this interpretation is correct, it implies that liquid water may still occasionally emerge from beneath the surface. 6. Methane, a puzzling signal. NASA's Curiosity rover has repeatedly detected methane emissions from the Martian subsurface. What makes this particularly interesting is that methane levels vary seasonally. On Earth, over 90% of methane is produced by microorganisms known as methanogens. These microbes thrive in subsurface environments and generate methane through metabolic processes. While methane on Mars could also be produced through abiotic reactions, its seasonal variability raises an important question. Could similar biological processes be occurring beneath the surface of Mars? 7. A hidden world of caves. High-resolution images from Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter reveal numerous pit craters and collapse features. These are believed to be entrances to ancient lava tubes. These subsurface tunnels can extend for tens of kilometers. Inside these environments, temperatures are more stable, radiation is significantly reduced, and moisture may be retained. On Earth, lava tubes often host unique microbial ecosystems. For this reason, many scientists consider them prime targets. If life still exists on Mars, it may be hidden within these underground cave systems. 8. High-level hypotheses. If we go back roughly 4 billion years, Mars may have had shallow oceans, a thicker atmosphere, and a warmer climate. If life emerged during that time, it could have developed into an independent biosphere. Not like life on Earth, but a distinct form of biology. As conditions worsened, that life may have migrated underground to survive. There is also a more provocative hypothesis. Over 200 Martian meteorites have been found on Earth. If Mars once hosted life, some of these rocks may have carried microbial life to our planet. This leads to a striking possibility. Life on Earth may share a distant origin with ancient Martian life. Mars may be a dead world, but it may also be only dead at the surface. Beneath the cold red soil, there may still exist microscopic ecosystems, persisting in darkness for millions of years. And if one day humanity drills deep into the Martian subsurface, we may finally discover what we have been searching for across the cosmos: life beyond Earth.